Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Total Nonstop Racing League here at Phoenix Raceway for the Desert 150. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bob, and joining me in the booth shortly will be Joe. And tonight's race is going to be a fun one. 1 mile around here in the desert of Phoenix, Arizona. And this is going to be a good time. Couple of things you're going to need to watch out for these drivers mostly is to watch for that dog leg. You can cut the dog leg there right after the start finish line. That's all paved. You can get all the way down there, as far down to the inside as you want. You just got to be sure that you're not getting into anybody else as that's going on. Let's take a quick look here now to see who all is out. Ray Payne is the first driver out there getting ready to put in a lap. Here he is in the number 62 machine through turn one. Let's jump on board and see what a lap around Phoenix Raceway is going to look like. Gets the power down this back stretch, the old front stretch. Driving all the way down. He sees one car up in the wall there. DeBarro fastest so far. But a good drive there, and you can see there, you can go all the way down below that yellow line, not have any issues, but it sure as heck is going to upset your car. So definitely something these drivers are going to need to keep an eye out for as this race goes on. Payne 28 flat his first time through. Good pickup. That time it's going to be a 27.8. So here's another newcomer to TNR, Adam Boislard, in the 06. Good looking Oreo machine. So far, Anthony DeBarro, top of the board, cutting through that dog leg. Very different racetrack compared to Daytona. A lot of brake, relatively flat track as well, so that right front tire is going to be at a bit of a premium here, which is certainly going to be difficult as this race goes on. So DeBarro is going to pull off with his fastest lap being a 27.2. Here's Boislard again. Philip Scott on a good lap. Oh, trouble. Some issues there with Philip Scott. Let's take a look at that again and see what exactly happened to that number 99 Ninja machine. So on board with Philip now, as he just got a little too much into it. A little too much rear brake, and he loops it around. Oh, right in front of a couple of cars. But Scott is back up and running. There's Jeremy Canute. Missed last week as he lost internet connection as the race was starting. So great to see him out there on the racetrack. 28.5 so far, his best lap. Picking up much better time there. That'll give a 28.2, so picks up 0.3. That's good right now for 14th. Adam Stewart, 27.8. There's Adam, that Welts clothing machine. Great looking paint scheme for that number 4 car. There's Ace House in the 47. Just a couple of moments left here in qualifying. As there's Nick Cohan. So far P5, not looking like he's improving on his laps so far. No, he does not. Ace House improves, but still only 9th best. There's Matt Schlosser. Disappointing Daytona last week. So far, he's just about a 10th off and practicing pit road entry. That's the thing to watch out for. Pit road speed limit does not happen until you get to that yellow cone right there on the track. Shane Ewing comes across the line sideways and backwards. And that looks like that'll just about do it for qualifying. As Anthony DeBarro will land on the pole here for tonight's Desert 150, presented by Shane Ewing. So we got a few drivers getting themselves ready. Let's take a look here at the starting lineup for tonight's race, the Desert 150 here at Phoenix. Anthony DeBarro on pole with a lap time of 27.279. Matt Schlosser on his outside. In row number 2, we have the 06 of Adam Boislard and Philip Scott. Nick Cohan, Shane Ewing round up row number 3. Row number 4, we see Jamar Dumas and John Borst with Ace House and Steve Bivacqua in row number 5. Row number 6, we have Ray Payne and John Cannizzaro Sr. Looks like Sr. out-qualifies Junior here tonight. Adam Stewart, Jeremy Canute in row number 7. Row number 8, we see Tim Branson and Jacob Bettis, John Cannizzaro Jr. and Eric Jeffrey round up row number 9. And wrapping out our 19-car field for this evening is the number 91 machine of Samuel Andrews. So just waiting on a couple more cars to join in. Looks like Matt Schlosser and Nick Cohan, as well as Jacob Bettis, the 3 drivers still waiting to enter the racetrack. There is Schlosser. Looks like everyone except for Bettis has gridded. And just like that, the pace car pulls off, and this 19-car field will be underway. So race analysis for tonight's race, 150 laps, no stages, 150 laps straight through. It's going to be interesting to see what the fuel and tires are going to look like for this one. But with the field heading through turns 3 and 4, the field in the command of the 27 of Anthony DeBarro. Green flag is out, and we are racing here in the desert. Cars spread all the way across the inside. The 27th bar gets all the way down low. He's got about a car length lead over the 06 of Boislard. And trouble in the back. And we've got our first yellow of the race. Let's take a look to see what happened there. As looks like the 4 of Adam Stewart got sideways. Doesn't look like there was a whole lot of contact there. And even more trouble up ahead. That's interesting. Let's take one more look. Let's see what happened to the 4 of Adam Stewart. Oh, you got a little help from behind, it looked like. Yep, right there. Just a little tap from the 92 sent him around. And then as this is going on, everyone kind of checked up and whoa. Something there happened to Jamar Dumas as well. Let's see if we can't see what happened there. So, oh man, Dumas got hit by the 55 and oh, tough break. So, we have our first caution of the race. Not even a lap in. DeBarro leads over Adam Boisler, Matt Schlosser, Nick Cohan, and Philip Scott. Biggest movers of the race are the 133 here of Eric Jeffrey and Samuel Andrews. Those both drivers have picked up 7 spots on the grid. So we should be getting the 1 to go. This time by we are. Jamar Dumas still on pit road. There is Bivacqua. Some pretty heavy front end damage, also missing his hood. Luckily Arrow, some rear end damage as well. Luckily Arrow not the biggest of deals. So the pace car peels off, and this is one of those pit roads where it's just a little annoying, where pit road is so far away from the start zone, but they have to wait to get into the start zone. Guilty Spark in the chat says, dang, I just jinxed him. So sorry, Jamar. Yeah, definitely a tough break there. Not even of his own doing, just kind of got ran over from the back and around he went. But we're back green. DeBarro opens up a pretty big gap. They're side by side here for second through turn 2 down the back straightaway. Looks like they're mostly evened out. Good battle here. This is for the 4th position. Or 3rd, really, between Schlosser, Cohan, and Philip Scott. Scott goes all the way down to the inside. He's going to pick up the spot, if not momentarily. More side-by-side action. This time Philip Scott falls victim to Shane Ewing as Ray Payne jumps down on to pit road. Another battle here. 77-55 as well as the 86 of Borst. All thrown in there together. DeBarro opens up about a half-second lead over the rest of the field. And joining us now in the booth is Joe. And Joe, this has been a pretty interesting one so far. Lap 1 yellow, but other than that, pretty good so far, 10 laps in.
Not too bad. You love to see it. What was the reason?
Well, there was a couple of things happened all at the same time. The first was the 4 of Adam Stewart got a little tap from behind heading into turn 3, spun him around through the crowd. And then as everyone was slowing down, the 55 got a little too excited, got into the back of Jamar Dumas, sent him around into the wall pretty hard, who then bounced off the inside wall and wound up collecting the 36 of Steve Bavacqua, which Bavacqua here certainly hurting quite a bit, both on the front and back end of his car.
Yeah, really got that one coming and going.
And speaking of, Bavacqua does head down pit road there. Meanwhile, I got this battle here between Matt Schlosser and Nick Cohan. Great looking Dizzy Zone Toyota there on the 21. He's going to take a peek to the inside, not quite able to get the drive off. And you can just see him there sawing on the wheel, trying to get some grip, and it does, and he's going to be able to drive off. He may take a peek to the inside. Not quite this time. And oh, trouble. More trouble out on the racetrack. Eric Jeffrey and Adam Stewart get involved. Let's take a look here. See if we can't find what happened. As, the 33 looked like Cannizzaro Sr. Oh, the 91 gets a piece of it as well. And yeah, it looked to me, it just... The 4 may have been in the wrong place at the wrong time. Let's jump on board. Yeah, 55 grabbed the wall and...
Ooh. That is a hard hit in both directions.
Yeah, let's take one more look here at the 133. Certainly some pretty awful luck there. The outside 55 catches the wall. Just absolutely the wrong place at the wrong time.
I believe that's a front bumper over there in the field.
Looks like the rear bumper cover of the 133. Definitely the rear.
Can confirm.
You know, we have we've got a bet going now in the chat. Guilty Spark says, if Jamar wins the race, I'm going to buy an entire round of pork roll for the booth. So we're all Jamar Dumas big fans here in the race.
Let's go, Jamar!
Unfortunately, he's still got quite a bit of damage, although he has been working on it with these caution laps. So, you know, crazier things have happened.
What constitutes a round of pork roll?
I would just say a whole tube.
Like one of the little... I don't want to call them single servings, but yeah.
I'm saying the whole, get the whole pork roll sausage there. Just the whole thing.
Can't threaten me with a good time.
So the field comes back underway. Into the restart zone they drive. Anthony DeBarro gets on the loud pedal yet again. No back green.
Great.
You can see how violent that transition is from banking to flat through the dog leg. And if you're not careful, that could very easily send you sideways. Philip Scott takes a peek to the inside. There was Cannizzaro Jr. as well, slowly making his way up. Cannizzaro, biggest mover of the race so far, started back in 17th, currently running in 7th. He's challenging Shane Ewing. And we know with the Wild Child, he sure does move his way up through the field. Very Carson Hocevar-esque. See just in front of him, Shane Ewing taking a peek to the inside of Philip Scott. Not quite doing theirs. Nick Cohan gets around the 06 of Adam Boislard. Good gaggle of cars here fighting for third. And if I'm Matt Schlosser, that's exactly what I want to see. I just want to say, all right, boys, have at it. I'm going to drive away. You guys focus on third.
Man, that dog leg terrifies me.
On super old, non-grippy tires, the transition is absolutely horrifying to do. That's kind of why you see drivers only really kind of half-cutting it. Sometimes on fresh tires, you'll see them go all the way down to pit road entrance and all the way down to that inside wall. And same deal actually goes for 1 and 2 here on the flat. You'll see drivers really trying to make that move. And we'll jump on board here with Cohan, and we can just see how violent this dog leg can be.
Like, you don't think anything of like a little bump in the road because you're used to like, oh, it's highway speed, you're 60 miles an hour, but these are not doing 60.
Yeah, definitely not doing 60 as we'll throw the dashboard on 140 miles an hour into the corner. And watch here as he's going to get right on the back bumper of the 04, take it peaked all the way down low. And you see how violent that is.
155 miles an hour.
And that's right there. We see Cohan to the outside. Here comes Schlosser taking a peek inside. As a 32 Ewing grabs the wall. And now the 06 to the inside of Schlosser as well. So we see a good battle here. Schlosser starting to fall back ever so slightly. The Wild Child takes a peek to the inside now. As there's Cannizzaro right on the corner. Can't quite get a drive off. Now Cannizzaro tries to make another move, not able to do so.
He's running real inside.
On board with Philip Scott. This is one of those tracks where you feel like you can drive in a lot deeper than you actually can just because of how relatively flat the banking is here.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have a good go of this track.
It is certainly a difficult time for these drivers. Very flat, very technical. You know, I was saying in the beginning of the broadcast that with this track, it's a lot of tire management. You know, the speeds get pretty low in turns 1 and 2. You may actually wind up seeing some guys shift between 3rd and 4th gear as the race goes on, just because they need to try to keep that momentum up a little bit.
Looks like DeBarro has caught up to Dumas and rolled around.
Yeah, definitely. Jamar is one of those drivers that he knows he's behind. He's got a damaged car. He's happy to just say, "All right, boys, go for it."
Damaged is a word.
Yeah, a little crispy.
Looks like his back bumper had a hernia.
Yeah, a little extra something there in the middle. Looked like he reversed it between two parking bollards.
NASCAR SUV.
Love receiving text messages about work after hours. Which a text like that at this time of night is never usually a good thing.
No, not at all.
But one driver who is having himself a good night, there's John Cannizzaro Jr., that all-white number 77. Started 17th, and he's up to 4th. That's a plus 13 position.
They're currently battling with Matt Schlosser, with Philip Scott right behind him.
Yeah, these three have been all over each other these last few laps. You see the timing on your screen. That time through, Philip Scott was the fastest. And then that time through, it was John Cannizzaro Jr. who was faster. These guys all trading. You can kind of see there how Schlosser, the lap 29 and 30 was faster than Scott, 31-32. Then Cannizzaro, 33. Let's see if this trend continues. It does. Cannizzaro fastest so far. Schlosser fallen back quite a bit over the last couple of laps. 3/10, 4/10, and now 2/10. Cannizzaro fastest yet again, but Philip Scott really staying consistent. 0.63, 0.72, 0.68. Right now out front, though, Anthony Tabarro starting to pull away from his Dizzy Motorsports teammate. Nick Cohan, 1.1 seconds is the gap. 92. Tim Branson catches the wall. He's looking like he's okay, though. Not a whole lot of damage on that 92 machine. See Eric Jeffrey just in front of him. He's 19 laps behind. But good to see him still out there trying to collect as many points as he can. This is one of those races where if you have a bad race, it's easy to pick up on. Especially with how early in the season it is.
Yeah, those points matter.
That is for sure.
Unlike
As we see
it anyway.
where nothing is made up and everything matters. On board here with the number 47 of Ace House. And right there you can hear him shift down into third gear. Just give him a little better drive out of the corner. But you're going to have to almost be wary about that because engine wear and rear tires spinning are two things you're going to have to keep an eye out for if you shift for prolonged periods of time. Fuel doesn't really matter because the way iRacing gauges fuel is throttle position versus gearing and all that kind of stuff. So may not need to worry too much about shifting when it comes to fuel saving.
Unless you money shift, then you'll save a lot of gas.
Oh, yes. Yeah, what you save in gas, you wind up spending in engines. There's the 06 of Adam Boisler. New driver here to TNR, racing with the Dizzy Motorsports squad. And he is putting on quite a fight with that 21 of Nick Cohan.
Yeah, very much so. By the paint scheme, I can only assume he's Canadian.
Well, according to my timing and scoring, it looks like he's at least racing with the American flag. Only two
I see
Canadians.
a maple syrup.
Although it is Oreo, so.
That is true, but I didn't even know they made maple syrup. I guess, it's Oreo. What haven't they made at this point?
That is fair. I've had both chicken wing and wasabi flavored Oreos, so.
Excuse me?
Oh, yeah. They were questionable at best.
It's completely understandable.
My former boss would we created a tradition at work called Oreo Mondays, where initially one of the guys in the newsroom at work would bring in Oreos and just treat the newsroom every Monday. So my boss and I decided to step things up, and we would try to find the most random Oreo flavors out there, and we had a whole schedule of things. But yeah, I've had seaweed, I've had wasabi.
Somehow, I think wasabi would taste better than seaweed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasabi actually was not too terrible.
It's like a mint, I'd assume.
Mint, but more punchy.
That maths.
Taking a look at the weather here for tonight's race. 84-degree air temperature. Not a whole lot of wind. So pretty picturesque conditions here for the Phoenix Desert. Good battle here between Ace House trying to track down the 87 of Jeremy Knute. The King Knute trying to make a move. The 36 of Steve Bivacqua goes around him. That's going to open the door for Ace House to peek on through. Tim Branson trying to hang on there as well. Bivacqua 26 laps down.
Try not to say the name.
Yeah. That looks like...
I don't want to be the one.
Like last week. It does look like John Borst is making his way onto pit road. We're 50 laps into this, trying to two-stop it. Knute to the high side is going to have the 47 sneak down low. 47's there, but can he close the door? Now he's cleared. Is he going to block into turn 3 or no? Here comes the 47 to the inside. Tonight's camera is brought to you by our friends at Track Cams 4 Gourmets. You can check them out online, trackcams22.com. Good fight here. Tim Branson takes a peek to the outside of Ace House. More wall touch. As Branson rolls the high side, he's going to cut back down, get a good drive off the corner, and he does. Branson looking like he was shot out of a cannon, pulls to the inside.
Looks like Cannon's Future had some issues. He's out of the race.
Yeah, he is no longer on the racing surface.
Not quite sure what happened there. Looks like a disconnect, but
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here, so. But it looks like leader's down on the pit road, Joe.
Oh, that answers the question I was going to have. Are we splitting the race up into 3?
Yeah, that's kind of my thought as we see the other Dizzy driver, Nick Cohan, on the pit road now. So I would expect Shane Ewing as well to come shortly. Jeremy Knute and Anthony Tabarro. Tabarro down and away. So our leader right now, Adam Boisler, over Philip Scott by about 5 seconds. Now is kind of when everyone kind of sits there and says, all right, who tries to extend? Who tries to pit now? And who's just kind of in the middle of a weird situation regardless.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the plan for some of these guys. I know Scott is pretty fantastic at fuel saving, so I wonder if maybe that's his plan, or is it even in the cards for these cars in this track? No clue.
Yeah, I'm wondering too if what the goal is, because I mean we know Borst pit back on lap 50 and looks like some drivers got real lucky on that one, as we have an issue. It looks like Jeremy Canute goes around there through turn 2. And so easy to do. Cold tires. And he tries to get going again, but not able to continue on. Let's take one more look here and see what happened.
Hopefully it doesn't have any tire damage.
It actually looks fairly clean. He's able to keep it off the outside wall too.
Yeah. I guess time will tell if this car's driving crooked.
That's for sure. As now looks like everyone else heads down pit road. Matt Schlosser, Adam Boislard, Philip Scott, Shane Ewing, Tim Branson, and Ace House.
Yeah, I mean,
the
there
06
goes
down and away.
There goes the plan, right? We're gonna save. Maybe we could only do a one stop, or maybe we'll try to pick up some. There's a yellow. All right, down to the pits.
Save, save, save. Oh man.
Where's my paper? Rip it up. Try again.
Rip it up. Toss it out. And it looks like because everyone did wind up pitting, drivers like DeBarro and Borst got their lap back. Canizaro Sr., I believe, should be getting his lap back. Should be seeing a bit of a wave around situation here. As yeah, we are going to see a couple of cars get the wave. Including Borst and Senior.
We're almost got the pace car.
Luckily, it is incorporeal, so you can just drive on through. And Jeremy Canute in the chat says, well, tried to get too much of it before my tires warmed up. That's all on me. So the wave around cars trying to catch up. You see them in the background. Meanwhile, the leaders are almost getting to this restart zone. Adam Boislard leads them to the green. Just over a third of the way through this one as the 06 jumps out to a big lead. Battle for second now between Philip Scott and Matt Schlosser. Schlosser to the inside. He's got Shane Ewing just behind him. DeBarro is going to have to push his way up through the field, currently running in 8th. That track position really, that yellow rather, really helped out these guys up front. Now it's going to force DeBarro to use a little bit more tire, fighting his way up through the field. And if he gets held up, it just needs the leaders to drive away, and, you know, they may be able to make something out of this. A little wall contact there. That might have been from the 92 at Branson. Branson up 9 spots since the start of this race. And just to remind everyone where everyone last pit, we see the top four of Boisler, Schlosser, Ewing, and Scott all pit on lap 59 with this yellow. Cohan, DeBarro before the yellow. Branson and House during the yellow. Borst before, well before actually. Back on lap 49. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Desert 150 here at Phoenix Raceway, presented by Shane Ewing. A little bit of a recap for you so far. We've had 3 cautions for 8 laps, 2 different leaders between Adam Boislard and the 27 of Anthony DeBarro. Just shy of halfway.
Calm night.
Yeah, just calm. No mayhem or carnage at all yet.
Don't look at the tractor.
No need. Field making their way through turns 1 and 2. Some great cameras here, really seeing the speed of these cars as they're coming out of the corner there.
Yeah, you know, I think NASCAR in general, you think they're not going that fast because of the scale that these tracks are on. And then, you know, you're there, or you get these cameras up close, and you're like, oh, no, they're flying. This is...
They're absolutely booking it. I mean, between the races that you and I have been to in real life, just kind of seeing the speed versus watching it on TV is very different.
Yeah. Especially when I'm trying to take photos and I'm getting blown backwards.
Both Pocono and Dover coming up soon. Dover in May for the All-Star race, the weekend before Memorial Day weekend. And then Pocono in June.
I'd love to see it.
Couple of races, you'll see some fun stuff here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network, I'm sure. If not Joe and I, certainly me.
Indeed. Hopefully me. I'm trying.
Speaking of trying, Anthony DeBarro has moved up to 6th, but has not really gained much anything else since then.
Yeah, I don't know if that's kind of his plan here, is just take it easy, you know, push when you have to. He's done that in the past. You know, we've seen him in these races, falls behind for a little bit, takes it easy, and then starts pushing. And when you'll know when he starts.
Oh yes. Yeah, I mean, just kind of seeing lap times and whatnot. If I can get that pulled up. Not exactly working for me at the moment, but you know, these lap times here have not been too bad, as we'll compare him to Nick Cohan. Currently, Cohan and him swapping lap times back and forth. So just past halfway. That time Navarro faster again.
I wonder if Navarro's staying back, seeing if any chaos will unfold in front of him.
Yeah, I think that very well could be the case. I mean, there's cars pretty much all over the racetrack at this point. Taking a look here at the track map. I mean, there's cars all over the place. He knows he's got a fast car. He was caught up in an incident late last week at Daytona. So I'm sure that's one of those moments where he's like, you know what? We're going to chill. We're only halfway here. There's plenty of racing still to go. This has been a pretty great battle so far.
It seems as things have leveled out outside of just cars are everywhere. Sad to say, Dumas is out of the race, and thus my dreams of free pork roll.
Oh, dashed. Do we have a Dumas for pork roll or pork roll for Dumas running bet or
what hashtag pork roll for Dumas? Get it out there on Twitter.
Guilty Spark, we doing this? If Dumas wins, you're sending us pork roll, regardless of race. So Nick Cohan will push him up to third. A good battle now. Here's DeBarro getting into it with Philip Scott and Shane Ewing. A couple of dizzy drivers thrown in there.
Mattered.
Scott down low.
It's gonna make Scott really work for it. The dizzy guys are gonna work together.
Guilty Spark says, I'll send pork roll and Oreos. That is a, you know what? I could see pork roll flavored Oreos.
I really could.
They've done enough weird things. As you see, Eric Jeffrey there snags the wall to the outside.
I'm gonna message Oreo.
Guys, I have a brilliant marketing strategy.
Make us the official cookie of New Jersey. Is that a thing? If it's not a thing, I'll be shocked.
Yeah. If it's not, it should be. There's Matt Schlosser, 3.5 seconds behind our leader, Adam Boisler. There's Nick Cohan just behind him.
Here's a fun fact. Only 2 states have official state cookies.
Interesting.
Yeah. New Mexico, the Bishishita? I don't know. In 1989, and Massachusetts with the chocolate chip cookie in 1997, which is a cop-out, Massachusetts.
Yeah, you'd think they'd go something a little more regional.
Yeah, no, just chocolate chip cookie.
Just be generic, okay. Right now, closest fight on the racetrack are these three. Or really four. About 7/10 separating each of them. And Boisler goes around the 55 of Canizaro Sr. But certainly a tough break. Junior was out there having himself a great run, but he is no longer on the track.
Yeah, not sure what happened there.
Jacob Bettis also out of the race, did not start.
We just got to see if Boisler could hold this lead.
Yeah, that's going to be the real question. I mean, 3.4 seconds left, or lead. Last pit on lap 59 during that yellow.
So he's got 4 or 5 laps on DeBarro. And I believe Cohan, as Dizzy usually pits together.
Yeah. And if he did, we'll ballpark at, say, 60 laps, he's not going to have to pit until probably lap 125. Or even if it's lap 120, that's still 30 laps. That's half a fuel run. So he's not going to need to take nearly as much fuel. Tires are going to be tires, so there's not a whole lot to go on from there. So pit stop wise, you might as well just take 4 tires and fill it up.
Yeah.
But those extra 5 laps are what could very well be the difference maker because of that yellow.
Yeah, that was a real big caution.
Incredibly opportune. So 4-second gap this time. And each lap, Boisler has been faster than Schlosser. Not by much, only about a tenth, but those tenths keep ticking up. Let's see what this lap looks like for Boisler. 29 flat. And half a tenth over Schlosser. So Schlosser's starting to pick up a little bit of time.
DeBarro actually looking like he's starting to lose time, which was not on my bingo card.
No, certainly not. As here is DeBarro. He is picking up time over Philip Scott. But compared to Nick Cohan just in front of him, the last 2 laps were just about even. Let's see what this lap looks like. But yeah, Joe, overall, I think you're right. DeBarro is starting to fall back a bit from the leader. Yeah, that time Cohan faster than DeBarro. DeBarro really likes running that middle line, driving down low to get a good drive out of the corner.
Seems as though either Cohan is trying to block him or also likes that line.
Probably a little column A, a little column B. They may be teammates, they may be friends, but they're also not going to sit there and, yeah, oh, go ahead, buddy. You first. Please, I insist. Nick Cohan makes his way on the pit road. Which, yeah, that's right in that 50 lap window. I think Cohan may be sitting there saying, all right, you know what? I've hit my time. I can go and I can make it the rest of the way here. Shane Ewing also thinks so as well.
That is a little early for them.
I think it might be, but I think the next driver to head down is going to be the 86 of Boris. But yeah, I mean, I wonder if they're sitting there and saying, all right, we're pitting on around lap 50, pitting around lap 100. And then we know for a fact, because we could have gone longer, we will be able to make it past lap 150.
Yeah, I guess that checks out. It's just an interesting. I wasn't expecting I think for them it was 45 laps. So this is not a long stint there.
Yeah, we'll see here as it has not quite updated yet. But even with that, DeBarro up to third.
We assume he has to be pitted soon. He's 5 laps down on everyone else.
Yeah, that's kind of what
4 or 5, give or take.
Thinking as well. Here is Nick Cohan, one of the 2 drivers who have pit so far, and Cohan just does a 27.57, his best lap and the best lap of the race.
Wow.
Boisler making the move around the 62 of Ray Payne. Cannizzaro Sr. makes his way onto pit road. When will the leaders pit? That is the next question, as Jeremy Knut ducks down as well.
Yeah.
It's,
The
whoa.
closest.
They got real close to the wall.
The closest battle on the field right now is between the P2 of Matt Schlosser and DeBarro. Everyone else, nice and spread.
Plenty of breathing room. Yeah, now I'm just curious to see when everyone else decides to pit. Because likely they can make it for another 15 laps or so.
Yeah, because Boisler didn't pit because he had to. It was a yellow.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody could finish this race without pitting again.
No, they're still going to definitely have to pit. However, the guys who have come down to pit between Cohan and Ewing, they should, in theory, be able to make it down pit road. Actually, no, they should definitely be able to, because Boisler, Schlosser, Scott, Branson all made it 59 laps. It probably could have kept going, so pitting now is definitely the last stop of the race. Unless a yellow were to come out.
Right. Which Boislard is praying doesn't happen.
No, I think he's pretty content to run this as far as he can. He's kept Nick Cohan a lap down. DeBarro's 5 seconds back. Schlosser 5 seconds back. Man, DeBarro getting real close to that bumper of the 04.
Yeah.
Ray Payne on pit road.
That being said, Cohan is making up a lot of track. He is the next going behind Boisley right now and is cutting the distance. Those fresh tires are paying dividends.
They certainly are. Is now Cohan to the inside of Schlosser. Oh, they got close there. You can see the flames shooting out of the side of the car. That's the drivers letting off the gas and the excess fuel burning. Are certainly in their pit window, but I do not see them wanting to pit yet.
Yeah.
If the car feels fine, why bother? As whoa, DeBarro and Schlosser both go high.
Cohan has caught up to Boislard and has passed him, so that he is no longer a lap down.
So we'll move Cohan back to the lead lap. Cohan, in all intents and purposes, should inherit the lead now once Boislard does pit. So certainly some interesting strategy going on here at Phoenix.
Still math my brain doesn't understand. I wish I could get that machine that Dexter had in Dexter's lab, where he just plays like audiobooks or whatever it was while he sleeps. It just programs his brain. Man, if I could do that for like pitting, oh.
I feel like that's just one of those things where, you know, at least for me, I know it. I just could never explain it to somebody.
Yeah, my brain's like, car, go in, get things, go back out.
I mean,
that's all it is. That's it.
At the end of the day, it's longer to head down pit road plus stop for 15 seconds to change fuel and tires than it is to drive a mile on the racing surface. So right now it'll take more than 29 seconds. So right here, Boislard on pit road now, and take a look here. So there goes DeBarro and Schlosser. Philip Scott you see in the background heading down pit road. Cohan still 21 seconds back, but he still has 15 seconds he has to take in the pits to get fuel and tires.
There's a long pit line.
And then for everyone else to have to do the same thing, that's kind of my thought process of Nick Cohan coming out. But we'll see there as Cohan does get around Boislard there.
Scott
as
also
does
in the pits.
Borst.
To the pace car.
Wave and say, please don't come back out. And now if I'm Boislard, I'm actually a little bit behind the 8 ball at this point. He knows the other cars in front will still have to pit. He's still leading in that regard.
Minus Cohen.
Yes. However, Nick Cohan, he last pit on lap 98. So yeah, Cohan does not need to pit. So the battle right now is going to be between Cohan and Borsland.
Yeah.
As Schlosser makes his way onto pit road. So DeBarro is the leader. There goes the 06, getting his lap back. So now Boislard,
9 seconds.
Yeah, 9 seconds between Cohan and Boislard. That is the gap for the lead once everyone cycles through their pit stops.
I don't think there's a world where DeBarro can hold on and not pit.
No, there's
I know he
no
does
shot.
magic with his fuel tank, but
yeah, no. DeBarro certainly will need to pit. Same with Branson. Same with Borst.
Yeah.
So right now, once it all shakes up, Nick Cohan will be the leader over Adam Boislard and Shane Ewing, with Philip Scott in 4th.
Yeah, Boislard catching up hastily.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Boislard's last lap was a 28. The leader did a 29, so he's picking up a second a lap. Can the 06 charge back and try to catch? Gets a great run over the 36, Steve Bivacqua. Bivacqua back in 14th.
I believe you said Boislard, this is his first race in, right?
Yeah, first race this season with TNR. First race ever.
What a way to come out swinging.
With TNR. Certainly a statement run for the 06 machine. Again, 28 seconds his last lap, 29 seconds for the leader. .27 that time.
Consistent.
So a little more than a second per lap.
I wonder if at this point DeBarro is just trying to hold on, just see what he's got left, because at this point, it really is his only option.
Yeah, I think right now his best bet is to hope for a yellow, just so he can pit. He knows for a fact Cohan and Boislard do not need to pit.
Yeah.
If that were to happen, the 99 would get the free pass, but Schlosser on back would be trapped one lap down because Cohan and Boislard stay out. So they're going to be trapped a lap down. They're out of contention. So if I'm DeBarro right now, I am hoping and praying that I get a yellow, because he's only going to fall back to 5th.
Yeah.
So I think that's his goal right now. Just let someone wreck, hang on to it, salvage this 5th place finish, because I mean, if he does wind up pitting, depending on where the other cars are on track right now, he could be, I mean, he could fall back a bit as Tim Branson makes his way down onto pit road. As I see Schlosser and Scott fighting it out. This is for the lead lap, or the free pass position.
Boisler now a second and change behind Cohan.
Wow. That is the gap for the eventual lead.
If DeBarro is able to pull this off by just not pitting, I'm having his car tested for drugs.
That time through, Joe, 0.4 of a second faster is Boisler over Cohan.
Yeah, he is just... I think when he was in that P1 position, he got into a groove. I think he found it. And that pit stop did not slow him down. He's got a nice, fresh set of tires to get back into that groove. And now we're seeing it.
Yeah, and you see right there again, Boisler 0.4 more faster. .28.5 versus a 28.9. And now here comes Boisler to the inside of Nick Cohan. Almost a little bit of contact there. As John Borst heads down pit road for the final time. And DeBarro at this point is saying, guys, just wreck. Somebody wreck. Let's get this field frozen. As, a little bit of contact between Cohan and Ace House. Looked like House was out of the way, but the 21 may have came up and snagged him. And there goes DeBarro on pit road.
Yep. So he held on as long as he could.
Held on with 18 laps remaining here at Phoenix.
So now you got Schlosser and Scott going to be battling it out for third.
Yeah, here is that battle. Tim Branson in between. DeBarro having much faster, fresher tires. He may wind up picking up some time, but he's got 7 seconds to get to Philip Scott.
We've seen crazier things from DeBarro.
That is true. Heck, we saw it with Boisler.
Yeah. And that did not take 18 laps.
Certainly did not. Yeah, let's take a look here at the lap times. Obviously, the last 2 laps don't count because of pit road. That time through. DeBarro 0.7 faster than Philip Scott. He's got 14 laps to go and about 6, almost 7 seconds to catch up.
I mean, it's doable.
That is for sure, especially when you put in a lap like that that's almost a second faster.
It's very doable.
Meanwhile, out front, Borzlin has kept his lead steady by about 1.6 seconds. Steve Bivacqua heads down pit road. Ace House on pit road. Oh, DeBarro slowed up a little bit there by Payne. Only 7/10 faster.
Only.
Payne snags the outside wall. Meanwhile, out front, Borzlin, or Boislard rather. I'll get his name right eventually. My apologies. 1.6 between 1.6, 1.8, depending on lap traffic.
Now I'm starting to wonder if DeBarro's going to be able to get close to Cohen.
See that time through. DeBarro another 7/10 faster. He is slowly picking up the pace. Now only 3 seconds separate him and Philip Scott. But as we always say, Joe, catching him is one thing, passing him is another.
Yeah. That's the thing. Scott and Schlossler are pretty close together right now, so if he has to get past one, the other one's going to be right there with him.
Yeah, and if I'm Schlosser, I'm actually kind of hoping DeBarro catches Scott because they're going to fight. They're going to hold each other off. And Schlosser will be able to at least maintain that gap.
Now down to 2 seconds.
You can see the gap right there.
Boisler just pulling out ahead.
Yeah, now 2.1. Adam Boisler, first race here with TNR. We've seen a lot of drivers come in, win on their first race. But a driver giving the Dizzy Motorsports crew a big run for their money tonight. Meanwhile, speaking of Dizzy, Anthony DeBarro slowly but surely catching Philip Scott. Can he make the move up to fourth? DeBarro's caught him. Philip Scott to the top side. Not able to do anything. DeBarro gets the power down.
Ooh.
And right there, 14 lap fresher tires, but here comes Philip Scott to the inside.
Not making it too easy.
But he's going to clear him. And now DeBarro sets his sights on Schlosser.
Yeah, who looked like to be getting a little nervous. He tapped the wall, so he got caught looking in the rearview mirror.
Always, always so easy to do.
I think if I was racing, I would disable my rearview mirror. Just tell my spotter, don't give me that kind of.
Yeah.
I don't need that kind of worry in my life. Just
Yeah. just tell me inside, outside, or clear.
Right. It's like if I'm swimming and like someone on the radio is like, "Hey, so there's a shark like 500 feet away, and he's coming up quick. I don't want to swim anymore."
Yeah. I just lay down and accept my fate. But now Schlosser trying to hold off DeBarro. But that may remain futile here with 3 laps remaining. DeBarro to the inside, side by side. Things get close. Philip Scott tags the wall.
Really pushing it.
And Anthony DeBarro moves up to the podium. Can he clear him? Schlosser chases him down the banking to try to hold him. Still side by side, 2 to go. Now DeBarro does clear. And white flag is out for Adam Boislard. 1 more lap, some lap traffic ahead, but that should not matter or affect him. Down the back straightaway. He can lift and coast if he wants. No challenge from Cohan. Out of the final corner. Welcome to TNR, Adam Boislard. You're a winner at Phoenix.
What a show.
Incredible fight, incredible battle. That 06 is going to head to victory lane. And no burnout, no celebration. Just a win for the 06. Wow.
That was a wild race.
Absolutely incredible finish. And, well, let's get a chat with our finishers. Joe, I believe you've caught up with the driver of the number 27 machine, Anthony DeBarro.
Hey, Anthony. Congratulations on the podium finish. Little dodgy out there. You had a great start. You pitted around lap 55, and then just a bad placed yellow kind of slowed you down. What was your mindset kind of getting back to ending up in the podium here?
Yeah, I was just kind of handcuffed there with that yellow, and I was also like what a 3-4 lap tire advantage on those guys. I waved around, and any tire advantage here is going to be seems to be big tonight because it was almost 2 seconds of fall off. So, it's kind of just like I was like clawing my way during that clean run, and I kind of was just like, you know what, I'll just run long. My only way to win this race, because I was 5 seconds behind Adam there, was to hope for caution. And then at the end I threw 2 tires on it. Man, that thing was a handful, but I was lucky to get back to third. I just put a splash and 2 in it because I stayed out so long. I knew I was going to lose all that time, and somehow I got to third. And I guess we'll call me Mr. Third place, since last week I was third and this week I'm third. So I mean, I guess that's consistency, right?
It's consistency is key here. Those points rag up. The finish here, were you how hard were you pushing to try to get into the podium there?
Oh, it was. I wish there was a camera on me, because I was turning right in the corners trying to, because the left rear was so hot, because that was the same left sides I changed before that caution came out, and the right sides were all gripped up, and that thing was evil. And I was about wrecking every corner. I thought I was going to be the late race caution.
Yeah, we were placing bets up at the podium that, we've seen you over the seasons here kind of do some magic with a gas tank, and you weren't pitting it. Like, there's no way that he could go the whole. He can't. It was like 95 laps. But but we saw what happened.
Well, I will for future reference. If there's anything with fuel mileage involved, and you think it's going to be me, it's not because I get the world's worst fuel mileage, and I hate saving fuel, so I tend to not do that
Good to know for future reference.
because I'm always on the gas. So.
Yeah, it's fair. I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, thank you. To Garrett and Bob, and you guys, put your broadcast on, and it's fantastic to review it each week. And we had some good car counts. I mean, we had a little rough start to the race, a couple incidents, but hopefully we keep it up. And we got a good group of guys here, and I had fun all night. Even the car was kind of a dumb truck to drive; it was really tight. But other than that, I mean, it was fun. I mean, you saw the different lanes you could run. That was really fun behind the cockpit. So I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Absolutely. And congratulations again. Hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week. Maybe two or one.
Well, we'll see. We'll go for third again. We don't want to be overzealous.
Absolutely.
All right, that is Anthony DeVaro, our third place finisher here at Phoenix. I'm now joined by our second place driver of the number 21 machine, Nick Cohan. And Nick, congrats on the P2 finish. It looked there for a second that it was definitely going to be between you or Boislard coming to the line, and just a matter of pitting a little too early, or what exactly had happened there.
Yeah, we just got caught back in track position with that yellow coming out. We had a really good green flag pit stop there, came out in front of Ant, and one or two laps into it there, the yellow came out, which we were the lucky dog. So we were down a couple laps on tires then, and unfortunately just playing catch up from there on. Once we went green there, I think we dropped back about 4 3/4 second back from Adam there. He was just running some great lap times there, and it was just, I had to do something different because I had to make up that 4.5 seconds, and I made up about a second when you really calculate it all towards the end there, but it just wasn't enough. Adam had just such a big gap there that it was going to be pretty hard to make that up. So hats off to the 06 car.
Yeah, he definitely had one heck of a race. Kind of shifting gears now, looking to next week. Going to be at Richmond Raceway, another fairly short, fairly flat track. Maybe a couple of similarities with Phoenix, but what are your thoughts for next week?
So I didn't realize we were at Richmond next week. So I think it's going to be interesting. I think you're just going to have to stay out of trouble too early. Seems like in the early portions, in the small sample size that we've had these two races here, we've had a couple yellows in the beginning. So I think it's going to be paramount to qualify up front, stay out of trouble, take care of the car, and then just take care of tires. Tires wear pretty good there, and hopefully some different lanes come in, kind of like they did tonight. Typically Richmond, at least in iRacing, has some multi-groove racing, so it should be pretty fun. But hopefully we can put on a good show for you.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that one. Nick, before I let you go, I'm sure you have some shout outs, so let's hear them.
Yeah, of course, got to thank all my teammates at Dizzy. I wouldn't be here without them. They make it so much fun to be hanging out with and trying to get better every week. You guys for putting on this awesome broadcast. Garrett for putting on the great league, and Dizzy Zone for being on board this season. Thankfully, with the top 3 tonight, you get 21% off ARCA brakes tomorrow at Dizzy Zone. So head on over there, and yeah.
Awesome. Well, Nick, congrats on the P2 finish, and hopefully we'll chat with you next week after Richmond.
Thanks, guys.
All right. That is Nick Cohan, our second place finisher here tonight at Phoenix, and Joe's made his way down to victory lane to chat with our winner tonight, driver of the number 06, Adam Boislard.
Hey, Adam. Congratulations. You won your debut race here at TNR. What's going through your mind?
Hey, thanks. Yeah, no, that was a good win, good race. Definitely some first couple laps jitters there at the beginning of the race, but it was nice to be able to stretch out a couple runs there and really make the car work. Yeah, pretty excited.
Absolutely. How important to you was that yellow around lap 59 for you?
Oh, pretty. Yeah, I gotta say I wasn't really thinking about pitting at that point before the two guys in front of me pit, so I decided, yeah, let's wait it out, try to make it on one stop from there. I think they would have had to make it on two still. Then the caution came out, and yeah, I got lucky. They did take the wave around. I was able to pad a lead and really take it from there.
Absolutely. And this is your first race here. Is this what we're planning to kind of expect from you going forward, or do you think this is more of like a first race got lucky?
I gotta say Phoenix is a good track for me. I like the flat tracks. I see Richmond next week as well. I think that's something I'm very excited for. But yeah, I think I hope so. I hope I'm able to talk to you guys more often at the end of these.
Absolutely. And before you go, I'm sure we got some shout outs.
Yes. First of all, shout out to Matt Slosher there. He sent me an invite to join you guys and couldn't make it last week, but happy to join you guys this week and put on a good show. And yeah, thanks to you guys for the broadcast. And like I said, yeah, looking forward to what the rest of the season's got in store.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, that is the 06 of Adam Boislard, our winner tonight here at Phoenix. Let's take a look here at the final results for tonight's Desert 150. Adam Boislard gets the win over Nick Cohan and Anthony DeBarro. Matt Schlosser comes home in fourth, with Philip Scott coming in fifth. Shane Ewing, the last car on the lead lap, finishes in sixth, with Tim Branson seventh. John Borst in eighth. Ace House in ninth. John Canizaro Sr. in 10th. Ray Payne comes home 11th. Jeremy Canute in 12th. Eric Jeffrey 13th. Steve Bavacqua in 14th. Jamar Dumas 15th. John Canizaro Jr., having some technical issues, drops down to 16th. Samuel Andrews in 17th. Adam Stewart comes home in 18th. And not starting the race was the number 6 of Jacob Bettis in 19th. Well, that will just about do it for us here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. You can join us next Monday evening right around 8:25 as we get ready to race at Richmond. So until then, for one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And this has been the Desert 150 here at Phoenix, presented by Shane Ewing. Have a great night.